session 57 with me, Jessica Brigden of DSP, Creative Cardiology. Happy Tuesday. I hope you are doing well. If you're having a great start to your week. I've had a busy day. I helped my mother-in-law with a new cleaning client, and it was a total house, top to bottom cleaning that took us both 4 hours working together this morning. So I came home and showered and freshened up here before the video. And if anything, it made me appreciate my house is actually pretty clean. But no, really, I really appreciate that my mother-in-law trained my husband well, that David is really good about helping out around the house with some dusting and some vacuuming. He's great. Often we tag team it when we clean the house together, and I really appreciate that. And she taught him to put the seat down, which is that's like, whew, bonus, cherry on top, right? All right, well, I know you guys are here to stamp with me, not talk about housekeeping. We have better things to do, like craft, right? So I am going to be using a special little bundle here. This is the Sending Hugs bundle, and it's got this fun stamp set and these cute set of dies. And I am going to pair that with, I think this is everyone's favorite designer series paper. This is the hand-penned paper pack with these beautiful watercolor florals. And of course, this is part of the designer paper sale. So this is 15% off during the month of July. Hey, Wendy. Yes, definite bonus, she says. You're trying to teach your grandsons now. Well, good job, Grandma. Yes, good thing for them to learn. Their wives will appreciate it someday. Yes, so we still have our designer series paper sale, 9 different favorite packs that are on sale this month. The regular packs are $9.78 here in the US, and then the In Good Taste, that is a large pack. That's 24 sheets of 12 by 12. That makes amazing backgrounds, great for photography and things like that, because you have your wood grains and your tile backgrounds, all that fun stuff. And that one is $17.85. So all the rest are $9.78. So definitely something you want to add an extra pack. Especially with this hand pen, that's definitely one of my favorites. I'm going to try to use them all here over the course of the month to share them with you, but I keep going back to the hand pen. That's definitely in my in my top 3, I guess I would say. All right, so let me flip this. We will go ahead and get started. I hope you guys are staying cool. It is a hot one here in New York, hot and humid. It's like 87 degrees, and I believe we're at like 87% humidity. It is pretty crazy. All right, so if you're staying inside and crafting and you want to take advantage of the paper sale or anything else, my July host code here is 77K92FES for your online orders. Hey, Kathy, welcome. Glad to have you here. Yes, if you're watching, make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Play along. Let me know where you're from. I love all of that. And if you're new to my channel, or if you've just been lurking for a while, make sure you subscribe, okay? Hit that subscribe button, follow the notifications, all of that, and that way you won't miss a video. All right, so there are a lot of beautiful colors in this hand-penned paper. I'm going to use for the first card this pattern that has some of these Highland Heather and daffodil flowers in it. Aren't they pretty? All right, so we've got lots of Highland Heather here. That's our card base. Hey, Jan, glad you made it. Yes, thumbs up. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Thanks, Wendy, for the reminders. All right, so our card base here is 5.5 by 8.5. We'll go ahead and just fold that. Do we have enough light? Let me see if I can, whoops, excuse me, brighten it up. Okay, that should help just a little bit, brightening things up. Okay, so our Highland Heather card base here. And this one is going to be landscape. And then before I glue down the bases though, we have a layer of garden green. Let me bring this light over here, that should help too. Garden green, and then I have, that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've cut my hand penned layer to 3 3/4 by 5. Oh, you like my nails? Thank you. Yeah, so anybody that happened to catch Friday's Facebook Live, which had technical difficulties, so that hasn't been uploaded yet. I have to actually redo the video. But it was my parents' 45th anniversary over the weekend, and we went out to dinner with them to a nice restaurant, and I thought that it would be nice to kind of jazz things up a little bit. And I was a little worried as I was cleaning this morning if I would totally ruin it, but I wore gloves, and it actually protected my nails pretty well. So, so they don't look too bad for today's video. Oh, doesn't that pattern is so pretty too. All right, so we are adhering the hand-penned layer to our garden green layer to start with. So pretty. Hey Janelle, how are you? All right, so we've got really pretty, nice spring summery colors here. And I'm going to pull in, we have this new Highland Heather ribbon in the annual catalog that's got this really pretty shimmer sparkle through it. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm thinking with this, we're gonna have to wait till we put on our focal image first before we totally glue this down. But I'm thinking I will put this over here on the left side. So I'm gonna cut this just a little bit longer than my paper, so that when we get ready I can go ahead and adhere this to the back before we glue it to the card base. So just kind of prepping that right now. So the next thing we need to do, I'm taking just a scrap piece of the Highland Heather here, and with this you get this really cute stamp set. I mean, who couldn't, everyone needs a hug, right? And in these days we're just kind of coming out of the pandemic a little bit, but I don't know that I'm freely giving hugs yet. You know, we're still a little bit keeping a little bit of distance, but that's the great thing about a card is a hug with a fold in the middle, right? So if you could use a hug, or if you know someone who could use a hug, let me know. Leave me a comment. Yes, Wendy agrees. We can all give paper hugs. That is the beauty of card making. So for this card, I'm going to use this beautiful detailed Hugs floral die. And so this will fit here on my scrap. This die is, if you cut your paper about 4 1/4, 3 by 4 1/4 should do it. Okay. And then we run that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. They come out so nicely. I've already cut out one of them here. And I didn't have any trouble. I did use my the die brush tip here to get out some of those little pieces, but they came out really nice. And so what I'm thinking is with this gorgeous die cut, we would layer that right in the center here of the card. And I plan to use my mini dimensionals on the letters. I think these will work really nice to hold everything in place without popping through too much. So let's put a couple here on each letter. I'll kind of space them out a little bit. And that way, I think that'll work out really well for keeping everything in place. Okay, so I think that'll be good. And we pick these little, there we go, backings off of here. So I like that the letters are more solid, and that allows you to be able to use your dimensionals there. If you wanted to glue this totally flat, then you could definitely use your adhesive sheets, but I wanted some dimension. So if you have some showing through just a little bit, go ahead and kind of roll them back, and they should blend in here. Are we about even? I'd say I'm going by this leaf. Yeah, I think that makes us about even there. Hey David, how are you? And hot Cortland there. You missed the beginning. I said you were a good husband because you put the seat down. Of all the things to be grateful for, right? Aw. Okay, so I think that ribbon is going to look nice there. I'm going to flip this over so we can put our adhesive on the back. Oops, get my Stampin' Seal primed here. Isn't that gorgeous? This fun, it just makes such a statement there. Yeah, Wendy, I do say he's a keeper. I've kept him for almost 20 years, so I guess I guess he's a lifer. Aw. All right, so there we go. I do like how the garden green cardstock makes a nice contrast with all of our purple, all of our Highland Heather in here. And then we'll take our Highland Heather. This is the Highland Heather, yeah, I'm just calling it the metallic shimmer ribbon here. And then I think I will slide a piece up under here that we can add a little bow. Let's see, do we want it down here? That's the nice thing. If you don't tie it too tight, you can actually slide it around. I think I'm going to slide it up towards the middle a little bit. Hey, Karen, glad you made it. Oh, it's smoky in Montana, huh? Are you experiencing, yes, the wildflowers? Or wildfires. I wish you had flowers instead. I got flowers on the brain here. Yeah, it's so crazy. We are actually, we have gotten so much rain. I think if we added it all up, what is today? Today's July 13th. And already this month we've gotten like 3.5 inches of rain, which is unheard of. I mean, that's close to record-breaking amounts of rain to start the month. And if we get any more, we're going to have some real flooding issues. We have trouble in our yard, like the ditches. David can't get to mow those. The grass is getting kind of tall in areas because the ground is just so wet, and we have standing water in the ditches and things, which is a little bit crazy. So I like this. I'm going to channel a little bit of Luann, who always says, she always says to add Stella, and Janelle's here. I know Janelle we love Stella. Yes. Janelle says her hubby has his own bathroom and he's not allowed in the other two. Well, that's one way to solve that problem. Just I love this. So I'm gonna take my Stella, and I think I'm gonna paint my letters here. How about that? We'll add some shimmer to match our metallic ribbon. Yeah, just paint that on there. Nice. Now, obviously we'll have to see how it looks. We could do the whole thing. I was just planning to do the letters just to make that stand out just a little bit more. I think I like that. What do you guys think? Does it show up on the camera enough to see the shimmer? And I almost think I'm gonna leave it like that. Do you guys think it needs any embellishments? Like rhinestones? I almost think that between the sparkle ribbon and Stella, that I like it. Yeah. What do you guys think? Okay, I'll let you. Yes, all right, we're saying Stella. Yes, all right, so I'll leave that here. Okay, Wendy says it looks good like that. So if anybody has any other thoughts or things you think I should add, let me know. But otherwise, I just like seeing the sparkle. I'll leave that one there for now. All right, so with this stamp set in the dies, so we use the detailed floral hugs, but then we also have this beautiful stamp, and then we have this other little die which cuts out just the letters. So actually when you do when you die cut that, you will end up with, you really don't end up with much. You end up with like broken pieces of letters. So that's what this piece is nice, because that gives you the solid letters for the hugs. So I'm going to show you a neat little trick to use this with our foam adhesive sheets. So this is on the adhesive page in the annual catalog, and you get 6, so let's just say they're just a shy short of 4.5 inches, 4 9/16 by 4 3/8 inches. So 6, not quite 4.5 by 4.5 inch square adhesive sheets. So these are essentially what dimensionals are made of. All right, so they're double, you've got this double-sided adhesive is what that is, with the pop-up. So the cool thing is you can run that through your paper cutter. It does work a little better if you've got like a guillotine cutter, or make sure you clean your blade in case it gets a little gooey. But you can see I cut this down to 1 1/4 by 2 1/4 because I didn't want the whole sheet. I just needed the section big enough for my hugs. And then I cut a coordinating piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock that's 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then what you do is you just peel off one side of the adhesive, and you kind of hold it carefully as you adhere your cardstock to it. All right, so now when you take it to your die cut machine, you run it through, and you end up with this, which is really neat. So what it does, it cuts all the way through. I mean, it doesn't look like it's super deep, but it's nice. It cuts all the way through, and then you've got your pop-up letters, all right, that are perfect here. You just peel off the back. You just pop them out a little bit. Oops, that one, okay. That one, the back peeled off, so I better, let's see. Hold that there for right now. And then the letter G here. Yep, so just pry it out a little bit. Okay, and then the S. So it's cool. This works with our, I think it's what, the Playful Alphabet dies that we have too, are just about this size. So you could, I'm trying not to take off all the adhesive there. All right, I stick them right up there. All right, so that works for great pop-up letters and any color that you need. All right, so what we're going to do on this project, kind of jumped ahead of myself there. This one is a petal pink, excuse me, petal pink. This is Blushing Bride. I wanted something a little pinkier. 5.5 by 8.5. Like I said, there's so many colors that coordinate with this hand-penned paper that you really can't can't go wrong anywhere. All right, so this time I'm going to contrast it with our Misty Moonlight. Love that shade of blue. Really beautiful. Hi, Carol. Welcome. All right, so this time I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I wasn't sure if I really needed any ribbon on this card, so I think I'm going to glue this one flat to my card base. This layer is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then we're using this pattern of our hand-penned paper. So pretty. But I like all the fun. Hey, Luann, we missed you. I added Stella to my first card. Look at that. I said Luann would recommend Stella, so that's what I did. Glad you made it. Aw. Okay, so I'm actually going to, I had this idea to use this large stamp on the designer series paper. So I have it here. This is on my E-block. All right, it is a large stamp. So what I'm going to do is I thought I would ink it up with Misty Moonlight, since that's one of the colors in the, we've got lots of Misty Moonlight in here, so it'll blend nicely, and we're using Misty Moonlight for the base. and for our pop-up hugs. So with this one, because it's a large stamp, I'm going to put this here on the table and I'm going to apply the ink pad to the stamp instead of stamping on the ink pad. Okay, that way you can see exactly how much ink you have. Looks like we've got nice even coverage there. And I am going to attempt to stamp this in the center or somewhere thereabouts. And this is a red rubber stamp, so I didn't use my Pierce mat. I think we're good. Okay, so you can see it on there. We have a little bit of contrast. Looks like I got a little bit low, but that's okay. All right, so now that I've got that on there, I'm going to adhere this, oops, to the card base. Come on, Stampin' Seal. There we go. But I wanted you to be able to see how all the elements of this Sending Hugs bundle work together.